In today's session, however, we're just getting started. In a short panel, we have leaders today from our first operating company, solution providers, and adopters here with us to share with us their GoLive story. Oliver, you as the chairman of the board of the Catena-X Association, let's start with you. The Catena-X data space is live as the first industrialized GAIA-X compliant data space, open and accessible to all partners and roles. We have our first operating company live. Others will hopefully follow soon. What goes through your mind?
I didn't sleep well last night because the last weekend was pretty much, well, I would say exciting because there were some, as you can imagine, there are some hiccups going live. Or do we go live? Do we not go live? Are we compliant? Are we non-compliant? And so I had quite an amazing weekend that was long. So what's going through my mind? We made it. And I think this is something really unbelievable that after 2 years and all the ups and downs, we came to this point, and I think we couldn't be as a group of, as you mentioned, the different varieties of people are in this call or also in an association. It could not have done any better.
Perfect.
Period.
What an intro. Marek, you as the CEO of Cofinity, from founding to go live in less than a year, did you have a similar weekend than Oliver?
Well, Oliver and I were on the phone last night, yes, but the journey in a year, if you look at the vision and then forming the consortium and the association, and then 10 bold shareholders forming Cofinity and starting the company, going out with the first version in April, collecting first clients who are eager to work with us, and now we have early October, mid-October, and just in early September, the latest version of the open source code came on Tractus-X, and then end of September, the new operating model came out. So it's been an amazing high-speed trajectory everybody has been on, and I'm extremely proud, not just with our Cofinity team, but with everybody who collaborated. And it's really, really unique from big OEMs all the way to suppliers, startup companies from different parts of the industry, different parts of the supply chain. They all are pulling the string in the same direction, and that's amazing, and we will take it from here.
Perfect. Sticking to the weekend theme, Bernd, you as CEO of German Edge Cloud and the proud owner of the first Catena-X certified solution, certification has been completed a while back, right? Did you sleep well this weekend? Or were we waiting on Oliver and Marek to give you a call, or was everything planned out way in advance?
My weekend was not perfect, but I had no call with Marek and Oliver because we had the certification. No, I'm kidding. The question is, what drove us to be the first, certified supplier? From our standpoint, Catena-X is built on two major principles, the interoperability and I call it data sovereignty. Today's systems of customers are deeply integrated, and that means you have a lot of data and access. That means even you have a high risk of misusage. To address both, you have to, first of all, design standards. Catena-X did it, see the EDZ. Number two, you have defined rules and how to follow the rules, and you need certification. We believe that self-assessment is not enough. So we brought the proven functionalities of our on-site digital production system into that, I call it, system, and we certified it. Why did we that certification? We did it to get a confirmation that we understood the principles in the right way and that we have testated it. It means that we have a certification. And we believe that customers will place Catena-X in their delivery terms. And we have seen the first delivery term sheets containing Catena-X. And to summarize it, I think in 2023, customers will focus on the business and not on the IT aspect. And in that case, Catena-X must be, I call it, ready to use.
Perfect. Thanks a lot. Jumping off that, I assume that you as a solution provider will not stick to one simple and single solution, rather like build up multiples over time. At least that's our hope at Catena-X. So if you're looking at our kits and open source components that we're providing, what's in for you as an app and service provider? Can you guide us through that a little bit?
Yes. One size fits none. That is a statement. That means you need a scalable open architecture. What does it mean? We have the certified on-site digital production system, and we have even a package, we call it the gateway kit. The gateway kit is a Catena-X kit, which contains a user interface, a database, the EDC connector. That means you have an open system where even our partners can add additional functions and services. That means it's a part of an ecosystem. And our target is that we deliver that system and customers or partners can add what they need. That means they can create a specific enhancement, and that will be used to bring especially small, medium enterprises into a shape that they can use it not as a plug and play package, but that means that they have a fast ramp up speed and they can use Catena-X at a glance.
Perfect. Thanks a lot for that. Marek, I'm going to jump back to you for one quick question. So you have the chairman of the board behind you. You have like your first solution providers. Guide us through it a little bit from the operating perspective. Like, is everything live? Is everything functional? What else can we expect in the coming months going forward?
Yeah, thanks for that, Hanno. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. So as of today, we are live with our portal, the Cofinity-X portal into Catena-X, and we are ready to onboard our business partners and bring a digital ID to them. And by business partners, we are talking about data providers and consumers, as well as apps and services providers. Like the other two companies that we have here, so Oliver also represents BMW. Bernd has already spoken about their ambition, and I'm also super proud to know that Bernd and German Edge Cloud is going to be one of the first ones to be on our GoLive productive portal. So this is all ready and up and running and good to go, guys.
Perfect. So portal is live, solutions are there. Oliver, switching your hat a little bit from your Catena-X chairman to BMW as a potential client and adopter. What's the first thing that your company will do with the solutions that are now available on Catena-X?
Well, I thought the first thing, we'll have some champagne tonight, right? Because if this goes live, I think we have to give ourselves a toast with all people who suffered and muscled through. But as a company, if I switch now from CEO or chairman of the board Catena to what's in for me as BMW representative, so at BMW, I'm vice president for digitalization and data governance and processes for the purchasing and procurement network. So for us, it's important that we really now going to start, as Marek and as Bernd also mentioned, to activate our network. To not just say what's in for me, but I have to bring my people along and convince my partners, suppliers, that this is something not one of us can do alone. So BMW, if we join, that's not fun because we have to have an exchange partner, right? So first thing what we will do is to activate and motivate and convince our partners that this is something that we should do together. Secondly, we will focus on probably 2 to 3 use cases. The first one is something to as a warm-up, the master data management. That's something we can do on ourselves. That's a good step towards, as long as they do not have kids to play along in the sandbox, let's put it like this, to something I can hone my organization and focus my organization with the master data management, the golden record service. The other two, what we are focusing on is pretty much traceability and product carbon footprint. These are the two main things where we believe to lay the foundation, how are things connected with traceability, and really bring with our quality solutions our costs down from both sides, and then harvest on the product carbon footprint to get future-proof. And I think the quality side, you always have to balance. If you just do one use case, I strongly believe as a representative of BMW, we fall short of the wins and the quick wins that Catena offers. Catena is not strong in just offering one case. If I adopt it as an OEM or first tier or wherever I am in the value chain, I strongly believe Catena will play the major role in. I have not just one use case, I have 2 to 3 use cases because those pretty much add value to each other because they're modular. The first use case maybe cost me 100%. The second and third only cost me 50 or 40%. And this is where benefits are. And if you balance that right within your organization, I think that's the main aspect that we all have to convince our internal organizations. We're doing that. we have a chance to really reduce our costs, reduce our interfaces, and make also elements like compliance, like product home footprint, efficiently accessible without adding too many millions of dollars for transformation.
Perfect. Thank you so much. And I'm looking also a little bit into the audience. Oliver and us all obviously are looking for exchange partners for data, thereby hoping for many of your companies to also join the network. And now with the GoLive being there, I thank you all very, very much for this quick introductory panel. Again, we're not at the end of the session yet. Now is where things get even more concrete. So when you about joining the network, we'll have a demo of our marketplace and portal coming up, as well as some roadmap statements by other companies that have joined us, our ecosystem, with our GoLive. We thank you very much again for this panel.
Hanno, before you end, because we are live, right?
Okay.
So also live in this room. So today we made the first step. And I think this is very important. Today, we made the first step that we have Cofinity as one of our first service providers live. We have Bernd Kremer here. But as Marek and Bernd mentioned, this is the first out of many. Because we are federated, we would love to see more people bringing their solutions to the table to become interoperable for small, medium enterprises and for large ones, because then the value is even greater for them. And also, we will focus on having additional service onboarding and operating companies ramping up over the course of the next couple of months. So just that we are sure about this is not me, myself, and I. We want to live and breathe the federation of our idea. But for that, we need you as partners who listen today to join us in the same drumbeat. You have to become active. We invite you, but you have to take the first step towards that then.
I know, maybe let me also add a little bit to that, because I wanted to give people a very concrete idea of how this works. So as Oliver is already saying, right, the network is where the value gets created. So the mission for us all together is now really to build critical mass as quickly as we can, right? When basically start spinning the flywheel where there is a lot of data providers and users or platform users, which can select from a rich set of apps, from a rich set of services providers. And for those apps providers and services providers, again, it becomes more attractive the more data providers and consumers there are, right? So this is this flywheel. And we as Cofinity, our mission is to start spinning this flywheel as quickly as we can. Yeah? So we are going to make this super simple for everybody. Yeah? There's going to be very, very minimal, if at all, hurdles to enter, right? So first of all, we already have several large companies like BMW was reporting who are in the process of onboarding their suppliers. Then we are going to make it super simple for both apps providers and data providers to join. Yeah? And then there is already a large set of partners who are ready to become enablement services providers. So, it's supported by the large ones. We make it super simple for the smaller ones, for the SMEs, and the enablement partners, they're all ready. And combining that with this, perspective of onboarding additional operating companies, building larger chunks of the networks in bulk and at scale. That's really how we will get the flywheel spinning.
Hanno, one wish, make it short. If anybody is interested, give Marek or me a call and we arrange a proof of concept to test, to double check what we did.
And that's exactly the spirit. If we do not take the first step, if we do not eat our own dog food, it will not work. So I think, Bernd, you couldn't be even a better closing word, as you just brought up. I would like to express my personal gratitude to all of you guys. Over the weekend, I saw in LinkedIn so many posts from individuals who said, hey, I'm part of Catena, and that's a great campaign you guys started that we are wrapping up and ramping up for the GoLive. So thank you all for those individual contributions in LinkedIn or via LinkedIn. I love them. I liked all of them. I commented on most of them. Thank you for that. keep the momentum going, keep the flywheel turning and spin it faster. And Hanno, now you can officially say we're done, right?
Exactly. And I think this is a nice representation of like how Catena works, right? Like we start off the conversation with something concrete, and then like as you see, the more creativity, the more engagement you get around the table, the conversation keeps flowing and the contributions keep flowing, hopefully also in the future. With that said, again, to try to move it to something more concrete with our demo of the marketplace and our roadmap statements moving forward. Thank you again to all of our panelists. All of them, as you've just heard, are available for reaching out, like for, as they mentioned, proof of concepts and other ways to get engaged in Catena. And we're looking forward to having you as you've all been contributing so far. Moving on. Full stop.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks.
Thank you.